Charlottesville, either way, she's really funny. Ladies and gentlemen, Allis Blair.
There's never a good place to set stuff down, and I have not enough hands right now, so give me 1 second. This is what we call super unprepared, because I had no idea when I was going up tonight. I was like, I'll just make a game out of it and see how drunk I am by the time it happens. So that was cool. I haven't been feeling very good today, though. Just my stomach's been upset all day, and I don't know if I'm hungover or if I'm pregnant. But either way, I'm going to feel better after this drink, so. It's not like I've been slutting it up lately or anything. It's just that ever-looming threat of being female and having to marry. It can fucking happen to you. Yeah. So there's no pool here. There's no pool tables. I'm a little disappointed. Because I don't know about you guys. I love pool. But every time I play it, I have to act like I have no clue what I'm doing. And it's not that I hustle people. I just suck at pool. And in case you're wondering, that strategy also does work for sex. So, yeah. I'm currently writing a novel, by the way. A kind of novel-themed book, they're called. And they say you should write what you know. So it's half how-to manual, half autobiographical memoir. I'm calling it How to Strike Out with Men. So, chapter 3, Razor Burn is sexy. Yeah. Apparently guys don't like it when you initiate conversation with, hey girl. But I'm gonna do that anyway, so super duper fun, right? Let's take a look at the memo book, because as I said, unprepared is fun. Now, I recently alienated the guy I've been talking to by drunk texting him every night for a week. Yeah, that's not a good thing. It's really a good thing. And I tried to look cute tonight by wearing a skirt and shit. No matter how much I try to look cute, I'm always the most awkward out of all my friends. They're all super adorable. I'm just over here. And it wouldn't be so bad if I also wasn't the least fun. I've got my best friend Megan. She's that type of fun. It's woo, I drink tequila, because when I drink tequila, I either pee my pants or I get laid. Sometimes both. And I don't have that charm to it. I'm just hi, I don't drink tequila. Because when I do, I try to pick a fight with a redneck man. And then I go cry in the bathtub. No, and I'm really disorganized too. I keep all my makeup in my purse, because when you're me, you never know when or where you're waking up and how much you've been crying. So, yeah. Striking out with men is super fun, and I'm really good at it. There's this one guy who I knew I'd already completely with. So I went out with my friends for a girls' night, and I knew he was going to be there. So I was I'm going to relentlessly mac on this guy all night, just for funsies. So in the car, I'm looking up the worst pickup lines, hey girl, is your dad a baker? Because you got some nice buns. Or, hey girl, are you an antiquer? Because I got some junk that hasn't been touched in years. My personal favorite is, hey girl, are you an orphanage? Because I want to give you children. But I was with Megan, the tequila and pee girl, and poor, sweet, unsuspecting Megan was actually the target of the worst pickup line I have ever heard in my life. And it's not funny, it's just painful. So we're sitting there at the bar, and this guy comes up to her. You probably know the type, fucking tie-dye bandana. His shirt might as well have said, I'll give you some weed if you just touch it. And he leans up on the bar and looks at her and goes, hey girl, you're beautiful. You're beautiful like Pearl Jam. I kid you not, those words came out of his mouth. And all she had to do to shut him down was just go, what's up, Pearl Jam? I'm not big on Pearl Jam, which I know I'm going to probably get beat up after the show because of that. But I had an ex who really liked Pearl Jam, and I would play this fun little game with him where when Pearl Jam would come on the radio, I'd just go, fuck Dave Matthews, and change the channel. He did not like that. So do any of you guys go to Lock-In Music Festival? I don't at all, but I have friends who do. And they always go, yada, 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 Lock-In concert, and I go, sorry, Sarah McLachlan concert? Because I think I'm being clever. I'm not, and I lost my train of thought. Now, I'm trying a new method of dating now that my friends highly recommended to me. You may have heard of it. It's called having standards. But apparently it's too tough to find a guy ages 30 to 35 with a job, a car, and a home, so... No, and I do date older men, too. And it's not so much that I have daddy issues, it's just I grew up with a dangerously high level of contempt for my peers. So the last guy I dated was 19 years older than me, but I didn't know this, because we got set up. So when I finally found out, I was like, ew, you're old enough to be my dad. To which he responded with, nah, I'm old enough to be your uncle. Speaking of family, I recently inherited my mom's iPhone, which would be great if I knew how the fuck to work an iPhone. I swear to God, I'm so bad at it. My grandmother can navigate her iPhone smoother than I can, and she's been dead for 8 years. One thing about iPhones is it does help me strike out with men because I try to Facebook stalk them. Have you guys ever, you're half drunk, half asleep, surrounded by your cats, and you're like, I'm gonna look at your photos. So you type in their name, and you go, yes, that's the right one, and you click OK, and now their name is your Facebook status. This is why I don't use Facebook on my phone. Unless I'm super slammed and just don't care. Yep. Let's see. Facebook stalking. That's where I was on my little list here. Oh, this is fun. Internet dating. I tried internet dating. Have you guys done this yet? Yeah, I thought it would help me achieve my lifelong dream of being a trophy wife. However, I'm too loud, too chunky, and I laugh at poop jokes. So there goes that dream. But you get some great stuff online. Some background for this next story is I'm one of the co-founders of a big old nerd convention in Charlottesville called OmegaCon. Anybody familiar? You guys are way more social than most of the people I hang out with. Good job. Good job. So anyways, when a guy hits me up on okcupid.com with the username like Omega something something, I completely ignored his message and was like, Omega, you must like OmegaCon. And he goes, no, actually, my username's in reference to Alpha and Omega. In case you don't know, that is a straight-to-DVD children's movie about anthropomorphic wolves. So, good job, Allison. You attract the winners. Oh, Lord. Oh, but I have the opposite side of the spectrum there. This was a beautiful little moment in my life that I'm going to share with you all. I got a message from a guy, and all it said was, girl, I want to get between your legs and eat the way in your heart. I was like, I don't know if I should report this, or screenshot this, or fucking cross-stitch this. Shit, eat the way in your heart. I can't. A good way to ruin your chances with men is to try dating in your own social circle, I fell a little bit in love with one of my friends not too long ago, which is a shitty idea. It ended terribly. We don't talk anymore. Devastating. But I think my first heart-be still moment with him was I got in his car, and on his dash, there's a little plush of Cthulhu, which shows what the fuck I'm into. But his car was like this bright yellow Monte Carlo, and now every time I see a bright yellow muscle car around Charlottesville, I go, oh, until I realized homeboy drove a bright yellow muscle car, and I probably dodged a bullet long run. But I say it in a bad way. It wasn't that bad. It was a first for me in that he picked up the tab for the morning after pill. But yeah, after that, I think his girlfriend said we couldn't hang out anymore, so. The friend zone sucks. No matter what side you're on, the friend zone is always shitty. And I've recently had to friend zone a lot of guys. I feel a little bit bad, but at the same time, I give them the full disclosure when I realize they're kind of into me. I'm like, hey, I'm terrible. I'm literally the worst human being that you will know for a long time. I guess I don't come right out and say, I'm not interested, it's not going to happen, because then they might stop buying me stuff on their EBT cards. Yeah. the big problem I have with men is it's so rare that I meet someone I'm actually interested in because I just fucking hate everybody so much. So when I do find somebody I want to get to know better, I instantly turn into like a Stephen King antagonist. And I'm not talking Kathy Bates. Like, I'm talking Joe. Like, I start salivating uncontrollably and don't let them leave their car. So it's Christmas time. It's a great time to be fucking alone. Anybody here get their Christmas trees? Yeah. Christmas trees? I recently went Christmas tree shopping, which is absolutely severely depressing when you live alone. So I go into Lowe's, and my main purpose in getting a tree was I wanted one to kind of mask the cat urine and cigarette smell in my apartment. So I'm walking around like shoving my face in every tree, trying to find like the smelliest, tiniest, happiest tree I can. I finally give up after 15 minutes, and I'm like, I should find a sales associate. And I did. So I walk up to him and I'm like, hey sir, I have a question for you. He's like, okay, how can I help? I said, out of the Fraser or the Douglas fir, which would you say is more traditionally aromatic? And he looks at me and he holds up two branches. He's like, well, this is a Douglas and this is a Fraser. And so I proceeded to sniff them. And I was like, well, what's your opinion? Because I just did this to every tree that you have for sale. He was like, well, I've been here for 8 hours, so I don't know. So I was like, okay, follow-up question. Which kind of tree would you say is more cat-friendly? At which point he says, lady, no tree is cat-friendly. And I say, okay, and I go back to roaming around Lowe's by myself. At this point, my Christmas tree adventure became eerily similar to my experience at bars. You know, there's like all these different things to consider, height, price, stuff like that. So I'm just like, I'm just going to find one that's like about 35 and by itself. So I do. I get it home, and then it takes like 3 hours to even get it up. I have to call a friend to come over. She doesn't do much. She just sits there and watches, but it does the trick. You know, they were both covering all this sticky shit. And it's just not as fulfilling as an experience as I thought it would be. So that's my life. I'm glad you guys can laugh at it. You all have a great night.
Holy shit, that was great. Give it go for Alice Blair.